fake the handoff, reverse around the far side. Look at that close, and then the splash play on the tackle.
Hamilton cuts his way back to the middle part of the field. He's off to the races and gone. Another touchdown.
Post-Preps Game of the Week, presented by American Furniture Warehouse.
Welcome to Legacy Stadium. We are in Aurora tonight for a matchup between number 3 Eaglecrest and number 7 Grandview. It is week 3. It's hard to keep track of what week we're into. We started in 0 week, and we've had outstanding matchups each and every week here. Welcome in, everybody. It's the Post-Preps TV Game of the Week. It's, as always, presented by American Furniture Warehouse. I'm Cory Lopez. Marty Cesario is here in a cast of thousands. We'll be back in a moment with the kick.
American Furniture Warehouse is the largest furniture retailer in the country. And now you can order online at thenewafw.com. Shop the largest selection of living room, bedroom, and dining room collections, all right here at the lowest prices. We'll carefully pack and ship your new furniture directly to your home, where our own professionally trained drivers will set it up for you. We can deliver almost anywhere in the U.S. in our own fleet of trucks. Shop online with nationwide delivery at American Furniture Warehouse.
Got an idea you think would make a great story in the Denver Post? Submit it at denverpost.com/news tips.
Well, I got the banner ready to go here. Legacy Stadium, we're out by Aurora Reservoir, and it's a little windy out here. I don't think we have to worry much about precipitation, but the wind's going to be whipping through here in a matchup between Grandview and Eaglecrest. I welcome in Marty Cesario here as we go from Legacy Stadium. Been a while since you and I have been out here calling a game, that's for sure. But this is where the Grandview Wolves like to hunt.
Yes, I think that's fair to say, and when you consider the fact that they're playing a program that sits in a school a mile away from Grandview's campus. These two squads know each other. You can see across the way, top of your screen. That's the entire Eaglecrest student body, families, the community. They've been tailgating out there all splashed in red. And then over behind us here on the south side of the facility, a bunch of Grandview Wolves getting down with the barbecues. They got a band out front. We've got that atmosphere. It's homecoming for Grandview, and then you've got a serious, fierce rivalry between these two programs.
I love that. They schedule homecoming against one of your biggest rivals. That takes some real confidence in your team that you're going to do well, because you want to do well in homecoming. Let's take a look at Eaglecrest. First of all, this is the road that they've had rolling in here, and for them, a couple of nice wins, particularly over Thunder Bridge. You just think about it as you head down, play against the Highland Ranch team. For Eaglecrest, though, look at the points they're putting up.
Yeah, they're clicking as far as offensively. A lot of great skills players. You really have to watch the offensive line throughout this broadcast, and then you look at those points they've yielded. Not so much, right? A really excellent defense, a lot of returnees. But Coach Mike Schmidt for Eaglecrest says we're not perfect. Even though we're playing a rival, yes, everybody's aware of what this is and what it means to each of the programs. It's really just week 3 for each of the teams, and he's stressed we were not perfect despite what you see in the results column there.
You want to see some results? Let's take a look at Grandview's schedule and what they've done so far. They have yielded a total of 1 touchdown.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, it just pops right off the screen there as you look at that beautiful graphic here on Post-Preps TV. Grandview, when you look at just 7 points given up so far in the season through 2 games, they have pretty much everyone back from 2016.
Yeah.
There's one new guy with limited experience. They are missing a key player in Gunnar Gentry, but otherwise everyone is seasoned, and it's the usual Grandview Wolves under Coach John Schultz. They all look about the same, 6'1", 195,
right,
and they'll chase you down and tear your head off.
Let's take a break here. We'll come back. We will set you up for this one. Detail some of the players we'll be looking at. The Post-Preps Game of the Week. Into week 3 we go here, and it's a nice matchup. Number 3 Eaglecrest, number 7 Grandview. We'll get it started coming up next here on Post-Preps TV, and it's all brought to you by AFW.
What's up with the Broncos quarterback situation? Did you see that triple-double Nikola Jokic put up? And how about that walk-off home run at Coors Field last night? I'm Alexis Perry, and I've got all of those stories and more right here with the Denver Post Sports Minute. Stay up to date with the Broncos, Rockies, Nuggets, Avalanche, Rapids, and even college sports. You're busy, we get it. That's why the quick-hitting Denver Post Sports Minute is so easy to find. Just go to denverpost.com/video or like us on Facebook to have the Sports Minute on your newsfeed each and every day. Wherever you are, whenever you want it, watch the Denver Post Sports Minute 24/7 at denverpost.com.
Got an idea you think would make a great story in the Denver Post? Submit it at denverpost.com/news tips.
Post Preps Game of the Week, always presented by American Furniture Warehouse. Here saying this is where I count down. 0 week 1, week 2, so we're in week 3. But look at the matchups that we've had so far. It's only going to get better, too, because we've got the two-time state championship game coming in Valor Christian and Pomona next week. So
nice start there. You got those first 2 weeks. You've got top 5 squads, and then you follow that up with the Brook Ridge Trophy game for the Milk Jug over at LPSS. And like you said, coming up next week, not too bad. Repeat of that title game in the Big House.
I don't want to overshadow what we got going on here, though.
No.
I mean, this is two undefeated teams. Eaglecrest, I'll tell you what, Kyle Newman's got them at number 3 this week.
Well, I think that's the respect that the program for Eaglecrest has come to earn. Remember last year, conference title for the first time since 1993, ran the table through the regular season, eventually lost in the quarterfinals, but a lot of those key players, the impact personnel, have returned. Mike Schmidt has a nice culture here. You can see the splash of red across the way. They're anticipating some great entertainment from their Raptors as we take a look right there. Those are the Raptors from Eaglecrest in the white and the red.
Well, Garner's back there deep to return here for Eaglecrest. I also see Jonathan Hupel that is also back there ready to go. It'll be Richards who will kick this off here. And again, we mentioned windy conditions. The wind is actually blowing a little bit here and blowing at the backs of Grandview. The ball bounding and into the end zone it'll go. So Eaglecrest is going to start here. First down and 10 from their own 20-yard line. We remind you, let's take a look at the starters here. First of all, American Furniture Warehouse, as always, brings you our post-preps game of the week. But our starters here this week, it's time for Jalen Mergerson. Get going here and his setup for Eaglecrest.
Mergerson, a 3-year starter at the quarterback position. Bunch of skills players. Kenty Wantings is having a great year as a running back. Theron Sandoval Jimenez at the wideout position. Keep an eye on the offensive line. They're huge. 6'6", 6'5", 6'4" across.
Oh, not a great way to start either. You've got the right side of the line that was just ready to go. Sebastian Anderhar was ready to get going. I wanted to see who they were going to put it on. It was that whole right side. I kind of picked out Anderhar, but there was about 4 other guys that moved. So 1st and 15 now. How about that set, though? That pistol set, you've got the 2 backs, the H-back, you've got the man on the hip there that stands on that left side, and twins to the right side. They're going to give it to that man that was on the hip, and just a short gain, couple of yards, kind of falling forward there. But Kenny Watkins is the guy that's going to get the carries most of the time. Here's the defense. Look at that, a lot of seniors there, a lot of guys coming back from last year.
Well, you had a couple of guys you got to peek at during special teams there, but again, a lot of talent. Look at Luke Laflamme playing that linebacker position, leading tackler. He's a monster out there.
Here we go, man in motion. Quarterback going to keep it. Ferguson is going to fall forward. Back to almost the original line of scrimmage. Essentially, Laflamme is on the tackle. I'm going to be calling Laflamme for him a lot, as you mentioned. I mean, he's just the guy. Darius Tucker coming up in from his cornerback spot as well, or I should say cornerback. When they put him in a dime package, they end up putting him in the box. I see about 6 linebackers potentially that could be out there at one time. Big 3rd down and 11 coming here. They only give him the 19. Can imagine they're going to go to the air. Mergerson's thinking about it now. Got to get out of the pocket on the run. Going to tuck it. Looking to shake one and steps out at about the 26-yard line. Laflamme was a guy that was tracking him down. Kevin Clark also coming over there. Just no place to go.
Looking downfield for Theron Sandoval Jimenez, but really great coverage. I believe that was Mikhail Nash, the sophomore, coming in on that extra defensive back position, providing some great job, and pardon me, it was Aaron Harris on the coverage downfield, which disallowed Mergerson a look downfield, and then Mergerson's really good on his feet, but can't get away from those Lobos defenders.
Sandoval Jimenez, the punt, a low line driving punt. You have to in this wind. I don't think Eaglecrest just played here a few times at Legacy. They know how it works. I mean, it looked great. Got it down to the 42-yard line. That's not bad, having to kick it into the wind.
It might be cliche. We always talk about weather, but it does apply. We've got some strong winds coming from the south. My understanding is, matter of fact, head coaches were mentioning it, halftime we're going to shift to where it's going to be coming from the opposite side of the field. It's kind of swirling around. Not much chance of rain. We do have some cloud above us. Starting at 80 degrees, we'll have to keep an eye on. Is there some cramping with that variation in weather elements out there? We'll see.
Still didn't quite feel like football, does it? Kyle Smith, your quarterback here, and he will give it off to his first man through, breaking a tackle here and there, and that's Jordan Billingsley, and Billingsley 28 for 100 yards in a couple of games, got a touchdown with him, so he's a guy that's going to carry the ball an awful lot, averaging about 14 carries per game. There's your starting lineup offensively.
Wilson and Carter, great receivers. Dane Prim, a basketball star, playing the tight end position, as did his brother Ethan Learned, the leader on the offensive line.
Only a couple here, 2nd down and 8. Iset will be behind Smith here. We'll look at the defense. We saw the defense here. They're going to Billingsley again, and he runs into an absolute brick wall. One of the first guys there sticking his nose in, Kyle Wagner. But there were about 4 other guys in white shirts with the red numbers out there.
Wagner's a monster at the linebacker position. He'll always be involved. And my man, Keontae Christian, also in there, one of those defensive linemen, returning starter, 49, chiseled down, thicker, faster this year. I think we're starting to see, this is what I hinted about off camera before we started this broadcast. This could end up being a great defensive war.
3rd and a long 6. Quick throw by Smith. Finds his man out there. Oh, he slipped down. Tough break. That's Carter Jr. out there. That's Julius Carter Jr. They've been listed as a tight end. He looks like a tight end out there. He is a big receiver.
Definitely. It was well covered by the Eaglecrest defense, but Carter's a good target to try to flip it to. Coach Schultz said Carter's been playing very well the first 2 weeks, and there he got his first touch. If anything, got a touch on it, kind of get in rhythm, get engaged in the game.
Okay, 3 and out, Marty, just like you were talking about. Could be a little defensive struggle here. Boy, they are keeping it away from any one of those returners back there, whether it be Garnes or Sandoval Jimenez or anyone else back there. They just kicked it away.
Well, we're only 3 minutes into the game. A lot still to occur in this football game, but I bring it up about the defenses because you're inclined to think of these two programs with all the athletes. You might think offense, a lot of points. Matter of fact, some of the results in the first couple of weeks, you've seen some of those points, but the defenses and the line play, you really got to pay attention and target your eyeballs and watch that throughout this ball game.
It's going to be tough to choose our player of the game. We may have to go defensively here this week. It'll be the first time in 4 weeks it'll happen. It's presented by American Furniture Warehouse. We always pick a player of the game, and right now defense is winning on both sides. I see these guys just ripping their way through here.
About 4 Grandview Wolves involved. I saw Samate crashing down from the defensive end position, 43 on the left side of your screen there. But there's that game tag.
Samate, that is the name of the game right now. I love that name. 4-yard gain. Okay, so Mergerson, again, a guy on his hip. He's going to have Wantings most likely on his hip most of the time here. Rolls to the right, and he made the catch. Are you kidding me? A little spin around there. That's Sandoval Jimenez. Took it away from the defender and gets it up near the 50-yard line.
Well, there they are, the ridiculous pair of hands as you look on the highlight. The defender was in a great position, made a play on the ball, but Theron with those strong hands and the long reach, able to get the connection made with his quarterback, Mergerson.
Aaron Harris on the coverage, and it was pretty good. Turns out it's a 13-yard pickup. Chains are moving for the first time here. 8:11 to go. We're in the first quarter. Mergerson, more of a pistol set now. Now he's going to put the slot man in motion, who kind of jumped around for the moment. Keeper, Mergerson, around the shoestrings and up to about the 48-yard line. That's pretty good running right there. Looked like the Flam had him around the shoelaces, but couldn't quite get him down.
Look at the replay here. Soften him up. Previous play with the connection to Sandoval Jimenez. This time Mergerson, who's a great runner. chooses to go right up the hole. It'll be fun to watch Kevin Clark, who is the Wolf, a strong safety position. He's middle of your screen. He is hawking Murgerson throughout this ball game is the way I'm looking at it. He was in on the tackle.
I love the names of the defenses here. Wanting up the middle, and he's got about 2 yards, and then he is smashed down. And Kevin Clark, one of the first guys to hit him up high. Guy that hit him low was Hayden Eisenhart.
Yeah, you got to look at Kevin Clark for a moment there on screen, number 1. He's one of the 2 Wolves. And every time I have a Grandview game, you got 2 Wolves and you got a Lobo back there in the secondary. And I like that. Fits.
But it's not like being a shield.
No, the shield. Remember that first week?
That was Mullen, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
They come up with some interesting names. Big 3rd and 2 here. Eaglecrest got a first down, first one of the game, and now flag in the air, and what do we got? That delay? Somebody jumped around. By the way, all right, there are play clocks, by the way, at either end of the stadium here, so it's nice to see. At Littleton Public School Stadium, they did not have play clocks. But the other places that we've been, whether it be the NAC or I have to remember at Stutler Bowl, we've been at 4 different places here in these 4 weeks since 0 weeks. So it's good. It's nice to see that they've got him out here and got him rolling. Murgerson, picking his way through, cannot find a hole. Guess who got him? That's Knapke. Knapke, actually, it is.
Well, there's a Lobo right there, Knapke. Technically free safety position for Knapke. Grandview's defense, very aggressive. No one deep, really no second level of that D. They were expecting run on that play. Knapke came up kind of on a blitz. He was in full momentum at the snap, able to make the big play.
How about that? Well, Schultz rolling up the blitz because you backed them up 5 yards because they ended up moving there. Rugby style kick, kind of waiting and waiting. He was lucky to get that one away, but a great bounce for Eaglecrest. It'll roll down to about the 6.
Well, that'll be something to keep an eye on when you watch Eaglecrest if they are forced in the punting situation. Rugby style is becoming more common, but do you have a skills guy back there? It'll be Sandoval Jimenez who is punting and kicking for Eaglecrest, so there's always that threat and a little bit of anxiety if you're defending.
Yeah, you've got to definitely make sure that you penetrate on special teams, get back there and make sure he actually punts the ball.
Let's see what Kyle Smith does, quarterback. First-year starter with his offense backed up near their own goal line.
And a senior, 3 and out last time he was out there. Out of the pistol set here. Whoop, ball on the ground, got kicked forward. Oh boy, who's on top of this? What a mess down underneath there. That's Fernando Hernandez. It's pointing Eaglecrest way. They say no. Big old 45 came up with it. Will Schneider. Oh, watch this ball. It gets kicked as a running back comes by. Actually ended up picking up some yardage. No, they ended up putting him down at the 4-yard line. The scrum actually pushed it backwards.
Grandview avoiding early disaster on that play. Missed exchange back in their, or at least near their own end zone.
I don't even know if Smith even got the ball. I mean, it
never secured it well.
On his fingertips on that snap. And the running back going to lose a couple of yards there. Flying in to make the hit was Keontae Christian.
Well, there he is, big boy, 49. It was fun to watch last year. It was nice to hear when having production call with Mike Schmidt how Keontae's worked on himself, made himself better physically, still making plays.
They say he only lost a yard. Boy, he got hit almost immediately back there. So Smith runs over, gets the play, gets back into the huddle. Here we go. 3rd and 12. Boy, you don't want to get too crazy. The shadow of the goalpost on your back. Smith is in the pistol set here. Do they go to the air? 3rd and long? No, he's going to keep it himself there. And he doesn't go very far. Got out of the end zone, but that was about it. And again, a nice safe play. Hernandez finishes off Smith there.
And a great read of the play by Elijah Anderson-Taylor, the linebacker, too. So that's a nice stop for Eaglecrest. When you get someone in that position where the opponent is deep near their own goal line, you got to make them go 3 and out.
Snaps a little low, but got it out of there. That's Kyle Trumbull.
Here comes Garnes.
Looking forward, dancing. No, good open field tackle there. Well, give him some love on the special teams. That's Trevor Greenlee. He's the rookie on the defense. How about that? Coming down, making a nice tackle on special teams.
Well, that fits, right? Probably had to work his way up from being a special teamer. Now a starter on the D. There he is making a great open field tackle on one of the top 3 most exciting players in the state of Colorado. That's good work there by Greenlee.
All right. Grandview defense, though, got to bow the backs here a little bit. Best field position of the night for Eaglecrest here. They start for the Grandview 36-yard line. They've really flipped the field by getting that punt to roll down inside the 10-yard line. Mergerson is absolutely crushed as he started to make his way toward the line. He wanted to pick his way through, and then he got shut down. Gabe Jackson. Wow.
Jackson liked the feel of that one, didn't he? Popped up in the air. That's a smart move if you're on TV. Lift your head up. You're in the middle of the mess. Let's find out who it is. 5'7", got you. Nice play.
Ferguson, he picks his way along the offensive line when he decides he's going to scramble there. And wow, he's going to think about making that decision a little sooner next time. And again, about half of the 11 out there in white jumped before that ball got snapped. I don't want to put it on the center, but when you have that many guys jumping, there's some kind of miscommunication going. And again, this is backing them up here. They lost yardage on the sack. The last time they had the ball, they got a first down, but then on a 3rd and short, it turned into a 3rd and long because of procedure. You're into week 3 here, and Eaglecrest still kind of finding their way.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it might be, rivalry jitters, homecoming anxiety. I think it's outstanding defense that's really winning over everything here in this first quarter.
Yeah, both teams really caused some problems, that's for sure. Oh, they found a little bit of room there. They're able to get it. Regards. Carnes is gone. Look at that. One little move to the outside, turn on the nets, and he is into the end zone.
I think they're going to call him out of bounds around the 25-yard line. Which is why Garnes he's very smooth in how he executes, but usually not that soft in terms of explosion. Right there, he knows he's out.
Yeah, that diving save on the touchdown. Thank the Whitecap for the explanation, too.
That's still a very nice piece of success for the offense for Eaglecrest, because you got the first down, you advance near the red zone, and you get Garnes a touch and a little bit of success for him too. Got
him 16 yards there. The snap to Mergerson. He's going to pick his way through, and he's just tricked up to about the 17-yard line. Somebody got a paw on him. Ready to bounce to the outside there.
Look at the replay, just a designed delay draw to Mergerson. We've seen that twice now. Remember previous series. 15-yard reception by Sandoval Jimenez. They immediately went to the inside run from the quarterback Mergerson. That time, far side, a nice gain for Garnes. And again, Mergerson on the run.
Got about 4 that time. 2nd and 6. Here we go. Again, pistol set. 5, 6, 7 in the box for Grandview here. Mergerson's going to keep it himself. Spin it away from trouble. Pulled down from behind. Oh, ball's on the ground. They're going to say he was down, and it's Aaron Harris that brought him down, but not before he got down to the 5, a gain of 13.
Well, nice shot by Harris, because that's a touchdown if number 3 doesn't bring down the quarterback there after the spin. But that's the gamble of Grandview with their defense. You mentioned 7 in the box. They're bringing everybody up. Anybody on the edges out there covering receivers, you're on an island. You're alone. Otherwise, we have one free safety who's already up at the 2nd level anyway. And if you get through for Eaglecrest offensively, you might get some big yardage there. Almost a touchdown on a big run there.
Post-PREPS game of the week here. We'll keep it here. We've hit the timeout. We're going to remind you, AFW.com, the place to go. You want to find out more, but I'm going to say AFW wants to say thank you. Over 40 fabulous years. It's actually 42 years to be exact. Making American Furniture Warehouse your #1 furniture store. Lifestyle furniture, go to AFW.com. Stop by any one of the warehouses that are nearby. Pretty good matchups here in week 3. We'll update you on some scores here in just a little bit. Still about 2:15 to go in this first quarter, and defense has been ruling the roost, but Eaglecrest has found a little room here. It'll be first and goal from the 4-yard line now. Pistol set again for Mergerson. And they give it off to Wantings. And again, it's big boy football. Get off the blocks, push them forward. They're not doing anything fancy out there.
Well, you look at big 60 there, Jake Wiley, 6'6", 245. They got Bear Miller at 6'5", 260. Reese Atterbury, the sophomore, 6'4", 255. This is something that's changed for Eaglecrest as a football program. They're keeping the big guys. They're growing them up.
Hand off, Wantings. Does he fall over? Yes, indeed. Touchdown, Eaglecrest. A good enough push by the offensive line. Wantings finishes it off.
And there's the advantage as we look at the replay of having those large human beings along your offensive line. Wantings, speedy guy who's really actually one of the toughest kids on the football team. Just following right through the middle, AB gap, whatever, left side, right side of the center, and just plunges through for a powerful touchdown from Eaglecrest.
Sandoval Jimenez, the left-footed kicker, splits the uprights. 7-0. Eaglecrest first on the board here with 1:43 to go in the first quarter. As they lead Grandview, it's the post-preps game of the week presented by American Furniture Warehouse.
With the largest showrooms and best selection, today's American Furniture Warehouse has something for everyone. We carry hundreds of accent chairs, stools, and recliners at prices that you've come to expect from American. If you haven't been to one of our 14 locations in Colorado or Arizona, come in and take a look. Or shop online at afw.com and we'll white glove deliver into your home and set it up for you. American Furniture Warehouse, the lowest prices anywhere.
Watch new episodes of Post Preps TV with Kyle Newman every week at denverpost.com/preps.
Eaglecrest to kick it away here after scoring a touchdown. Kick bobbled at about the 10-yard line. Wolves looking for some room here. The return man got it nearly to the 20-yard line before he is taken down there. Who was that?
Austin Johnson with the special teams tackle.
Darius Tucker ended up, the up man ended up taking that one. 6 plays, only had to go 36 yards, took 2:11 off the clock to get the points up on the board for Eaglecrest.
Subtle thing happened in favor of Eaglecrest. Even though they were stopped after their first series, they made that punt and pinned Grandview deep near their goal line. Eaglecrest defense makes the stop, and you had a short-ish punt off the foot of the Grandview punter. Great field position for Eaglecrest, and they pushed their way through and scored the first touchdown of the game.
Kyle Smith's turn at quarterback here. He'll give it off to the first man through as he spins forward. Billingsley take it up to about the 21-yard line and a quick gain of 4. They need more of those kind of runs. They've been losing yardage when they were pinned back along their own goal line.
Yeah, way early in the game, obviously, but it'd be great success if Grandview could put together at least 1 or 2 first downs, just running the football and maybe softening up those big boys up front. I've been talking about Keontae Christian, but Matt Youngblood, Fernando Hernandez, they got a little thickness to them themselves, and they've been playing well through 2 weeks of football.
Grandview yet to get a first down here in this first quarter. Give it off, sweep around the left side. The scat back, spin on his way forward there, and that's Aaron Harris, the senior's first carry here. And a nifty move up to the 29-yard line and right on cue, first down.
That's just instinct. Nice piece of running because Keontae Christian on the near side edge here had blown the play up, but one cut to the inside and found some space to be able to make a decent enough gain to get the first down for Grandview. So there's one little success, and they needed that to kind of settle things down after what just happened.
Eaglecrest, by the way, 2 first downs. Essentially, is how it's worked out for them. So it has been a defensive game into the heart of the line there. Just hardly any room for Billingsley to even make his way through. One of the first guys that ended up blowing that thing up was Matt Youngblood.
Youngblood's huge, right at the nose. You can't miss him. There's 72 right behind the official.
Yeah, you can't the official stood behind him, you wouldn't see the official. That's a big boy.
And it's fun to watch the Eaglecrest defense. Technically a three-man front, but really it's kind of a fluid four-man front because they either have Christian or Anderson Taylor coming on an edge in a two-point stance.
2nd and 10 when we come back into the first quarter. Eaglecrest up on Grandview, the Post-Preps Game of the Week presented by AFW.
Want to be part of the next Post-Preps TV broadcast? Pull out those phones. If you've got video of an amazing high school sports highlight, we want to see it. Send it to us so you could be featured in the Social Spotlight segment of Post-Preps TV. Tweet it to us at PostPreps or at Kyle Newman DP, or send us a message on our Facebook page. Your clip might make the cut and be featured on the next episode of Post-Preps TV. Colorado's news, wherever you are, whenever you want it. Watch it online 24/7, denverpost.com/DPTV. Don't want to miss any of our Post-Preps TV broadcasts? Like us on Facebook and turn on page notifications at facebook.com/postpreps.
Post-Preps Game of the Week here, Stuther Bowl. Oh, make sure you tweet at us. And by the way, if you're watching on Facebook, we don't mind the comments. If you want to ask a question of Kyle Newman at halftime, he'll be coming in here. Certainly throw that up there now. We'll check it out, get those questions rolling along. You can tweet at us too. We'll get them out there as well. Smith looking to throw, finds his man in the slot. Well, you're going to find a way to get Carter Jr. involved in that. Julius Carter get 5 catches in the first couple of games, over 100 yards over those 5 catches. They want to get the ball in his hands.
And that's a nice matchup in the play design to where Carter was on a linebacker. Carter's going to win that most often, and he did right there, to where it was a good pickup of 9 yards for the Grandview offense that is now establishing a little bit of momentum and starting to march, getting near the 40. By far their best field position here in this first half.
Here we go, 3rd and 1. Eaglecrest stacking the box here a little bit. Smith's up under center, going to keep it himself, little bootleg to the left side. He will keep it, get the first down, and stay on his feet as he's tackled forward to the 49-yard line. It's Cody Barden that brings him down from behind.
And you look at the replay, that was really an option for Kyle Smith. You had a man downfield, well covered by the corner, John Hupel, so Kyle Smith tucked it and able to pick up the first down, of course aware that he only needed 1 yard. So that's 2 first downs strung together for the Grandview Wolves under head coach John Schultz.
13 yards there. We'll update you on some scores here. I see the whistle blowing. Now, one final 4 o'clock game being played at the All-City Stadium. Rock Canyon comes in and beats them 22-21. And Rock Canyon undefeated. East still looking for their first win. And they played, East has played a gauntlet of a schedule, man. And
they're not scared, are they?
No, they're not.
yeah, they scheduled aggressively. But how about the Jags from RC? Undefeated right now, 3-0.
First down and 10 here for Grandview. Trying to answer. Trouble. And Smith might have lost the ball there for a moment. He will fall forward and give Tyler DeFore credit for the sack here. Oh, the bell game. Oh, South and West. Pueblo South with a 14-0 lead in the first quarter.
A couple of undefeated squads down there in the Steel City.
Well, that's not the Bell
game.
No,
that's not the Bell game.
Because West hadn't been around that long. South been around for a while.
Yeah, the Bell is Centennial and Central.
Do they have a name for South and West?
No, they don't. Because South has the Cannon with East.
Right, so they've already got their own thing. So
West is the new
poor
school.
Little Pueblo West is out there by themselves with the. Actually, they built a pretty good athletic.
Yes, they have.
There
Monty Pinkerton has built a toughness identity with the Cyclones, but right now Pueblo West trailing Ryan Goddard's Pueblo South Colts.
All right, 49-yard line is where the ball sits in a 2nd and 12 when we return after this timeout. 9:51 to go in the first half. Number 3, Eaglecrest up on number 7, Grandview. Post-Preps Game of the Week presented by AFW.
This is Sarah Grobel and our current principal, Dr.
American Furniture Warehouse is the largest furniture retailer in the country. And now you can order online at the new AFW.com. Shop the largest selection of living room, bedroom, and dining room collections, all right here at the lowest prices. We'll carefully pack and ship your new furniture directly to your home where our own professionally trained drivers will set it up for you. We can deliver almost anywhere in the U.S. in our own fleet of trucks. Shop online with nationwide delivery at
Don't want to miss any of our Post-Preps TV broadcasts? Like us on Facebook and turn on page notifications at facebook.com/postpreps.
Second down and 12 here, and another timeout. Yes, indeed. So each team burning a timeout here on second and 12. I don't know if it's critical possession here for Grandview, but I think Eaglecrest thinks they've got a real opportunity. 9:51 to go here in this first half. Give us a chance to remind you, if you're watching on Facebook, we invite you to, what does Phil say? Don't keep it to yourself. Share it.
Share it, absolutely.
Share it.
Right now, Coach Mike Schmidt is sharing what a great job he's done. The Louisiana native, 8th year as the head man at Eaglecrest.
Is that why Schmidt is spelled that way? Is that a Louisiana thing?
That could be. Yeah.
That's fine with me. I don't.
But when you talk to him, he's fun. He's got that Southern conversation going. It's always fun to talk to Coach Mike Schmidt. He's got a great chant. I asked him if you beat Grandview, a chance to get the Louisiana Na-Na chant. And he said, if we beat Grandview, that's very possible. You ever seen that?
No.
Oh, it's outstanding. But
times.
Yeah, it's fun to watch Mike Schmidt and what he's done with this Eaglecrest crew.
Mike Schmidt, the defensive coordinator as well for Eaglecrest here. Keeper, a direct snap, and how about the wild card run and Laflamme? I told you, he's kind of a backup quarterback. They'll throw him, but when they run the Wildcat, you go to that athlete right there.
Yeah, when you look at the star linebacker for the defense of Grandview running the football there, it just reminds you of, well, really both these programs. These guys are all just very athletic, and they could be plugged in at really most any position on the football field, and there it is. You got a leading linebacker toting the rock for just one play there to switch it up a bit.
Yeah, got 8 yards out of it, though. Brings up 3rd and 4. Much more manageable for Grandview and for Smith, who will hand it off to the I-back. Billingsley's got that first down, tackled forward there, but a nice run as he picked his way through the hole.
Big bullies up front for the Wolves, starting to establish something. We're looking at Jackson Kibbe, 6'5", 255 senior, right side of the screen, 68 there, along with Cameron Cooper, Mason Schultz, Darius Miller. We mentioned Ethan Learned earlier, but they're starting to establish something and pushing people backwards to where running backs get to the line of scrimmage, and then, hey, it's up to you to gain extra yards, and they have been.
Got 6 that time, first down and 10. Eaglecrest, 37-yard line, no place to go that time. That one kind of got bogged down a little bit. Big boys right in the middle of it, and I'm going to give credit to Elijah Anderson Taylor. He was one of the first ones. He's kind of holding that back a little bit, but he was taking up 2 blockers that time.
Kyle Wagner also involved. That was one of those broadcasters poking the bear for a little bit. They didn't like me talking about them being pushed backward, right? So they make a stop at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
So 2nd and 10 here for Grandview. Got to keep an eye out there. It's going to stay Smith. Kyle Smith, the senior. Go to the air from time to time. Oh, ball on the ground again. Oh, really loose ball, and that's Eaglecrest. That's Anderson Taylor on top of it. He was right there along with Tyler DeFore. DeFore's the one who's got the ball up in the air. I thought that it was the 2 of them. You watch how it finishes off. Again, it's not a great snap. Hit him about in the knee, and it rolled away.
Yeah, I believe it was 45.
Wow. Yeah.
Tyler DeFore,
DeFore actually wrestled it away from Anderson Taylor, who, by the way, is on his team. So
right. Well,
45 wanted it.
It's a good thing if you're a defensive coordinator. You had 2 white jerseys first to the ball.
Yes. First turnover of the game here. 8 minutes to go, boy, for Eaglecrest now. This is huge. Home 39, got a little end around, little keeper. Mergerson to the 45 he goes. He is sneaky fast.
He is a really good runner, has been since sophomore year when he was a starter. Had to grow his skills as a passer, but you can see there's no question about what he can do with the football tucked.
It was Gabe Jackson that had to come off his man that was blocking on the outside there. Oop, that throw too high and over the top of everybody. He was looking for Cameron Alfredson, but that was way too high. He was just trying to get it out there. And again, good look. That's the guy to get it to.
I like that first play call, though. Conservative version of a kill shot after a turnover. Instead of going deep, what they did was deleted the exchange so they could attack quicker. And, of course, you had a capable quarterback on the run in Jalen Mergerson.
All right, 2nd down and 10 here from the Grandview 45-yard line. Well, it felt like even with the turnover, Grandview had kind of flipped the field back a little bit. But now here's Eaglecrest into the Wolves territory once again here. Ball just outside the 45. Give it off Wanting. He's trying to bounce his way to the outside. Got some room. Lots of room out there as he bounced to that outside. Ushered out by Kevin Clark and the rest of the safeties and the DBs for Grandview. But again, 2nd level run.
Eaglecrest offensively finding something on that far side of the field. So maybe there's a little bit of leverage being established by the offensive line on the right side. I believe that's Reese Atterbury on that far right side tackle, who had just been getting defensive reps, by the way. But Atterbury and the guard next to him doing a good job.
Gain of 9.
I believe that's Jake Wiley, by the way, right guard.
Move the slot receiver in motion, but somebody else was moving around. Although the umpire talking to the quarterback here. Is that a head bomb? Illegal snap.
You might be right. It might be head bob,
but he might have pumped. The center might have pumped the ball once too, and I don't like that very much.
Well, we can all get a good look right here. See what's happening once the center gets hold of that football.
Backed them up to the 42-yard line here. That's the kiss of death, I'm going to say, but not a lot of penalties so far.
Garnes is, by the way, Garnes is the slot right side. We haven't seen him get but one touch so far.
Yeah, one giant touch. He's going to give it off. Actually, Mergerson's going to keep it himself, and not a lot of room there. Right in the middle of it. Eisenhart, one of the guys who was in the middle of that. I want to give credit as well to Samante.
Nice work.
Thank you. I like that name.
By you?
Kind of rolls off the tongue there.
Yeah.
Would work by the Wolves, too.
By 43.
4th and 4. They're going to go.
Garnes in that same spot, getting more reps offensively. Something Mike Schmidt wanted to do in this rivalry game. They've been in command the first 2 weeks. Now it's an opportunity for Garnes to get his 20-25 reps as an offensive player.
Mergerson taking his time. Reset. I think we got a timeout here. Yep. Eaglecrest seeing what Grandview is set up in. We'll take the break with them. 6:59 to go in the first half. Big 4th down coming up here for both sides. Post Preps Game of the Week presented by AFW.
With the largest showrooms and best selection, today's American Furniture Warehouse has something for everyone. We carry hundreds of accent chairs, stools, and recliners at prices that you've come to expect from American. If you haven't been to one of our 14 locations in Colorado or Arizona, come in and take a look. Or shop online at afw.com and we'll white glove deliver into your home and set it up for you. American Furniture Warehouse, the lowest prices anywhere.
Have you checked the latest Colorado Preps Power Rankings? They're released weekly at denverpost.com/preps. Again, that's denverpost.com/preps.
4th down, and he's got it. You betcha. They're going to find that guy. Victor Garnes, the senior. It's already over 100 yards. He is the most looked for receiver they've got out there. And on 4th down and 4, they find him. Get him some open space.
Well, if someone said he's the best athlete and best football player out on the football field, it'd be a tough argument against that statement.
13 yards there.
Found a way to get it to number 12, and look what he does. Oop. Yeah, and look, so now they're trying to establish him. That was Garnes set up as the deep eye back. Try to work it around, but we had a flag that had a stoppage in play here.
It's going to go. Again, I think they're. Max Shaw actually pointed out there. Shaw, the center, so they don't like what the center's doing. He might be. And when I say pump the ball, I'm just saying they're pretty liberal about letting you roll the ball around, get the hand on the laces so you can get it to the quarterback the way that you want. But He's done something the last couple of times here. Oh, Garnes in the backfield. Got it. Going to bounce to the outside. Still looking as he heads to the outside. He'll cut it back and will get tackled from behind at the 10-yard line. It's a beautiful comeback.
Yeah, and you might have seen it on the screen here. You might see it in the replay. On the same edge, well, that was a little bit late on the replay, but that was a hold right at the point of attack where Garnes got free, and it was obvious.
So you say it's a beautiful run. Boy, look at all the yardage he picked up. Well,
yeah.
Part of the reason he picked up the yardage was he was sprung by that hold. So.
And it wasn't one of those engagement holds. It was the defender went to go to Garnes, and you grabbed his jersey from behind.
The guy is blocking, and he can still read the guy's number because he's got his jersey with him there, while the guy's in the shoulder pads is a step away. That's not good. We can throw the flag from here. Okay, they back him up. It is 1st and 25 now.
Now the good part is still first down, so you know you have at minimum 3, probably 4 cracks.
I think Garnes will see the football again.
Yeah.
Well, Wantings will find the ball. He's just going to go straight ahead up to about the 37-yard line here, and LaFlamme hanging around there. I could just throw LaFlamme's name out there. Fuel is there as well. I could, he's always around the ball.
It's a good battle right past the line of scrimmage between LaFlamme and Kenny Wantings there. Speedster, 4th in the 100-meter dash, ran a 10.8 in the spring track meet.
How about that? Mergerson dips the shoulders, now going to throw it out there. Caught, stepping out of bounds to the 25-yard line. Nice find there. That's McCumber. Dawson McCumber, the junior, hanging out over there by himself. He actually had another 5 yards behind him, but it was such a tough catch to make there. He had to get up there and get it. And as he spun back the other way, nice job, got both feet in. Back to the original line of scrimmage.
Absolutely love the awareness. That'll go on his huddle tape. Went up in the air, got the football, because number one, you just want to make that connection and get the completion recorded and get your feet in bounds. And Dawson McCumber made a nice play there on live TV.
Gain of 11, so now 3rd and 10. Remember, that holding penalty was a big one. Mergerson looking, now he wants to run. He's going to get caught from behind, down he goes at the 27-yard line. Dancing around a little bit, Kevin Clark got in there. Clark's the only guy who had 2 sacks coming in to tonight, and he's got another one.
A lot of field to cover for Clark. You're looking at number 1 just going to the right side of the screen. Good react and sense of presence in the pocket by Mergerson, because Clark was coming full steam, and Jalen felt him as we look at the Grandview Wolf down there, playing around with the Spirit Squad, having some fun on a homecoming night.
It's a scary looking Wolf. I'll tell you.
So Clark causes disruption defensively. Mergerson, good job getting up near the line of scrimmage.
All right, 4th and 11. They're going to go. Mergerson looking to take a shot. Garner's there. Got it. Touchdown. How about that? 2 receivers in the pattern. Alfredson was running just outside the numbers, and it was Garner, that was running along the sideline, and Mergerson just put it up so he could make the catch.
And it's not what you want as the OC, the offensive coordinator. 2 guys in the same spot. But here's the deal. Sometimes play calling's not that hard, as you can toss it and number 12 will go get it. Now here we have a situation where it looks like it's a flag after the play. We'll let the official explain it to us.
Pointed at Grandview.
Touchdown is good on the play. Number 12, Mr. Garnes.
All right, so Garnes with the touchdown, and again, well done. Mergerson to Garnes, 27 yards.
You wonder when they're going to take the deep shot. Have not yet in the first half. Well, there it was. 2 options.
Yeah, on 4th down, you knew they were going to have to do something. You needed at least 11 yards.
Well, I think part of that going on 4th down is confidence in your defense, and the Raptors defensively have shown that you can go ahead and take a shot on 4th down. We'll cover you.
Sandoval, Jimenez, the extra point, up and good. Despite the fact that one of the Wolves got around the edge there, it looked like Kanapke almost got there.
14-0. Eaglecrest with the lead in the second quarter. It's the Post Preps Game of the Week presented by American Furniture Warehouse.
Did you know?
Want to be part of the next Post Preps TV broadcast? Pull out those phones. If you've got video of an amazing high school sports highlight, we want to see it. Send it to us so you could be featured in the social spotlight segment of Post Preps TV. Tweet it to us at Post Preps or at Kyle Newman DP, or send us a message on our Facebook page. Your clip might make the cut and be featured on the next episode of Post Preps TV. Colorado's news, wherever you are, whenever you want it. Watch it online 24/7, denverpost.com/DPTV. Don't want to miss any of our Post Preps TV broadcasts? Like us on Facebook and turn on page notifications at facebook.com/postpreps.
Back to Legacy Stadium here. Lights in full effect as the sun has gone down, and the wind has died down, thankfully, as well. It's turned out to be a pretty nice day here. Eaglecrest fans making the trip here to Legacy Stadium, which really isn't that far. 14-0.
And a great play by Victor Garnes. You know, again, like I said, as we watch this kickoff here,
and again from the 25 because of the taunting penalty that was against Eaglecrest. Nice to have a guy that can just go ahead and hammer one into the end zone from there too.
I joke around with Mike Schmidt and then some of our colleagues in the media, Cory, about Vic Garnes. I absolutely have been able to watch him play football the last couple of years, and I try to temper myself down so I don't go over the top. But he makes plays like that to where, look, I can go all the way with this. That was an ISO play. From what we're looking at, and we saw the replay once or twice, you know, that was just a play on fourth down. We're going to toss it up backyard style. Vic Garnes, we trust you. Go get it. There even was one of your own players who's probably not supposed to be in that area, but Garnes goes and grabs the ball and makes an outstanding play. And now Eaglecrest in this rivalry game, a great chance for Eaglecrest to prove themselves here in 2017. Like, okay, are you legit? Well, right now, both sides of the football, yeah, you're doing it.
Eaglecrest called for encroachment here defensively for Grandview. This is a key possession for them. They were driving a little bit, got it down to the Eaglecrest 37, but fumbled the ball away. A bad exchange on the snap. 8 plays, 61 yards later, 2:48 off the clock. Eaglecrest now with a 2-score lead.
Mike Schmidt, you saw a glimpse of him across the way on the far sideline in a good spot. Can still see him with the white clipboard on his left leg.
Here we go, up the middle. Billingsley falling forward here to about the 33. Probably could have gone further. Was surprised by the size of the hole there for the moment.
Hadn't had much, right, throughout the game. But you're right, that previous series, we do have to qualify, despite the score you see on the bug down the bottom of your screen. Grandview's previous series, they had strung together a few first downs, were establishing some command with their offensive line, and then they made the critical turnover. And then Eaglecrest, of course, made a pay for it with another touchdown.
Big run up to the 33 for Billingsley. Probably could have been a little bit more. Now Smith's going to keep it himself. Or was that a direct snap?
The carry for no gain. Tackled by number 45.
Well, they stayed. I believe it was. We'll see on the replay for sure. They put LaFleur back there from time to time. A little end-around motion that time, but enough to move the ball a couple of yards to the 34-yard line.
Big part of the reason why Eaglecrest is up 14-0 and just scored with a Victor Garnes touchdown reception was 45 right there, making the tackle. Had the fumble recovery, Tyler Dufour.
And again to Billingsley, again tripped up as he squirts through the hole, got to about the 37-yard line.
Tackled by Dufour.
He's finding a little bit of room there, but it's going to bring up 3rd down and 6 here. Well, he spotted that ball about the 37-yard line, almost 38. Okay, Smith's going to go up under center here. Eye set behind him. 3rd and 6, going to keep it himself. Bootleg and get a man out. The open field tackle at the 40-yard line there. They found the big. And that is Cory Corbin coming up and making the play on the big boy, Will Schneider.
Great play by Corbin. You see in the replay on the far side. Had 2 reads to make. Is Kyle Smith going to tuck it and run it? Well, instead, Smith delivered the football, and Corbin made a great open field tackle, which forces this punt formation.
4th and 3. Yep, they will indeed punt it here. Going to take it short. Oh, and it takes a Grandview bounce here. Carnes wanted to get up and get that one, but thought better of it. You got a 14-point lead. Don't need to make a superhuman effort to try to stop that one. There's under 3 to go now.
Great senior decision making by a guy who knows he's fully capable of making exciting things happen.
Yeah.
But go ahead. You're up 2 touchdowns. Let it go.
That's really smart. And again, a year ago, maybe not so much. You know, senior, you're up by 14. We've got the lead. We're just going to run the clock out here. We get a couple of first downs, then good. Get the ball out here. Oh, they found their man on the outside. That's Sandoval Jimenez, and across the 40-yard line. What a first down play, and now you're in business to try to tack on some more points.
Love watching that kid play. We talk so much about Garnes and Mergerson, but you have this option. Field level, you realize how big this kid is. Sandoval Jimenez has some size to him. Schmidt talks about him as a physical route runner. There he is, using his thickness to get some yards.
Mergerson spinning his way forward, gets positive yardage out of it. And again, back to the catch. It was made by Sandoval Jimenez. Jordan Kanapke had taken a pretty good angle to get to him, and he just outquicked him. That is scary.
So he's got the physicality when we're speaking of Sandoval Jimenez, and also the speed.
And then you got Garnes on the other side if you want to use him and find him in open space. That is scary stuff. Ferguson picking his way through. I don't know how he escaped there. Like Houdini, he almost got a first down out of it. Like nothing there, and he picked his way forward. Now it's 3rd and 1.
Picking off your comments about the Theron Sandoval Jimenez pass connection. That's the 3rd series we've seen. Flip to the outside to one of your receivers, and then you attack between the hashes with Mergerson on the run.
Here we go again. Back to Juan things now, and oh boy, it is absolutely plugged up. Giovanni
Bouget.
Nice. That's what I want to say. We're going with Bouget.
Yeah, I talked to both Coach Schultz and one of the defensive staff. I said, we are on a mission to get that right. Giovanni, I think it's Giovanni Bouget, and he's from Louisiana.
Sounds like it. That's a big stop there. Brings up 4th and 1. And you might be able to get the ball back here. They've got 1 timeout left, but they're letting the clock tick down to see what Eaglecrest is going to do. That would have been a good time to maybe take it. They're saving it for their offense, though. Great punt. There's nobody back there. Now the ball bounding inside the 10-yard line, inside the 5. How about that? And they'll touch it down at the 1-yard line. Well, that worked out pretty well for Eaglecrest. Flipping the field, and now with 47 seconds left, you're Grandview. You got to get the ball out of the end zone.
Seen that twice now from the punt team of Eaglecrest, pinning Grandview within their own 5.
Theron Sandoval Jimenez, who, by the way, is a pretty good receiver, as we mentioned.
Yes.
He's the punter here, too, and the kicker.
Head coach John Schultz right there, not very pleased with the outcome of this situational here. I don't think he's really picking at anybody. Maybe he's unhappy with the return man not going after the football to disallow it from going towards the goal line.
That's a 50-yard punt.
Yeah,
now, of course,
a big boot.
Helped out by the Smith's going to fall forward here again. This is a quarterback sneak just to lean forward, and now you just want the clock to run out. Now you're not going 99 yards to score.
Well, and that's what Coach Schultz may be most frustrated about. He and his offensive staff now, after being pinned at the 1-yard line with a minute left, now you put the clipboard down. Look, we're going to run it out. We don't have any opportunities now.
Yeah, you got no chance. And so they got it out to about the 5-yard. That's pretty good by Smith there out to the 4, I should say. But we're down to about 11 seconds here, so going to take a knee, call it good. So that's where we sit as we head into halftime. Wow, this has been, let me tell you, defense, yes indeed, but the Eaglecrest offense has been impressive. A couple of touchdowns. Post-Preps Game of the Week presented by American Furniture Warehouse. American Furniture Warehouse celebrating another anniversary. Over the years, the business has grown from a single small store to 14 locations in 2 states with national recognition.
We have you to thank for that. Check them out. American Furniture Warehouse. Halftime here. We'll check out some scores when we come rolling back. And Kyle Newman with the Denver Post going to join us. Talk a little bit more post-preps as we continue here from Legacy Stadium. It's halftime. Eaglecrest with the lead, 14-0.
Hey folks, I'm Kyle Newman with Post Preps TV, your weekly roundup on all things preps. Join me every week for all the latest news and analysis on Colorado high school football, basketball, wrestling, soccer, lacrosse, baseball, volleyball, softball, and many, many more sports. This is a huge top 10 game between these two teams. First, Dillon paces Evergreen with 13.7 points per game.
Yes, sir, this win means so much. I know we've been battling all these past 2 weeks in practice.
I mean, that was an amazing moment for me to see him go from good quarterback to really elite Colorado high school quarterback. Hunter Willits and Grant Willits boast 5 state titles between them. Go to denverpost.com/preps for game highlights, a live stream of our game of the week on Post Preps Radio, and our weekly Post Preps podcast. Your sports, wherever you are, whenever you want it. Watch it online 24/7 at denverpost.com/DPTV.
With the largest showrooms and best selection, today's American Furniture Warehouse has something for everyone. We carry hundreds of accent chairs, stools, and recliners at prices that you've come to expect from American. If you haven't been to one of our 14 locations in Colorado or Arizona, come in and take a look. Or shop online at afw.com and we'll white glove deliver into your home and set it up for you. American Furniture Warehouse, the lowest prices anywhere, anytime.
Have you checked the latest Colorado Preps Power Rankings? They're released weekly at denverpost.com/preps. Again, that's denverpost.com/preps.
Halftime show here live from Legacy Stadium, just to the southwest of the Aurora Reservoir. And we've been around here quite a few times over the past decade and a half. Right now, pretty good weather. You can see all things clear. It's been a good night, especially if you are an Eaglecrest Raptors fan. 14-0 lead for the Raptors. Mike Schmidt's squad. Coach Mike Schmidt has a touchdown run in the first quarter from Keith Wantings, and then a gorgeous Vic Garns play, a 27-yard TD reception. Again, 14-0 Eaglecrest Raptors. We're live on Post Preps TV. I'm Marty Cesario, along with the Post Preps editor, Kyle Newman, who's a very busy man, including covering tonight's game. He'll have your post-game content to share with you. Just want to get a good, quick react after 2 quarters of play between these two juggernauts in the 2017 season. What are you thinking?
Well, I think early on in the game, we saw that it was going to be kind of a defensive slugfest. These guys are settling in against each other. But after that second touchdown there from Mergerson to Victor Garland, streaking down the sideline, making the diving catch right at the pylon, I mean, that's what he's been doing on the basketball court, on the football field for the last several years. And talking to Vince Orlando, Eaglecrest AD, down the sideline during the first half, I think there's a good case, and it's building, continues to build for him to be one of the best Eaglecrest athletes in that school's history. And they've had a lot of good ones, including, obviously, the Ross brothers who've gone through here in the last couple of years.
Oh, there you go. Kyle Newman's doing the same thing I was. We joked on the broadcast, when I cover Eaglecrest, I have to temper myself about how enthusiastic I am about Vic Garns and what he does, but then he makes those kind of plays,
right,
and there's no reason to stop
you
yourself.
have to talk about him again.
Exactly.
You know? It's like, why are we talking about Victor Garns again? Well, he did this, he did that,
yeah.
You know?
No
but let's not sell this Eaglecrest team short. I mean, their motto right now, their athletic department motto is strength in numbers, and they really embody that on this football team. I mean, Bear Miller, Reese Atterbury up front, just providing that physical presence that we saw last year, and it's transitioned into this year, and that's something that Eaglecrest really hasn't had. They've been an air it out where they were under Elijah Ross, and that's how they kind of got their feet going. But Coach Mike Schmidt has also developed that physical piece, and it's showing last year, and it's showing this year so far against a very good Grandview team, albeit without their best player in Gentry.
Identity has always been toughness and physicality with Grandview. Eaglecrest has the match, and that includes on the defense, because the defense of the Redbirds, the Eaglecrest Raptors, is playing outstanding so far, pitching a shutout. 14-0 lead for Eaglecrest, visiting with Kyle Newman from the Denver Post Preps. And, you know, you're covering a lot of stuff throughout the rest of the state. We've got a lot of big games going on tonight, and I know yesterday you were at a huge game in the Jeffco area between Chatty and Wheat Ridge. Tell me what your thoughts were after what you witnessed there.
Well, it was a 7-7 ball game early, and then Chatfield turned on the Jets. And you saw how Coach Brett McGatlin's squad in their second year in Class 4A, after making the semifinals last year, I mean, they really do have what it takes. I don't think Wheat Ridge is, you know, maybe a top 5 or 10 caliber 4A program. I think Coach Cory is doing a great job with them. They hung tough early, but Chatfield really showed their depth is just the difference in 4A. I mean, Pine Creek, obviously you saw them against Windsor. They had that sort of depth. But McGatlin's squad ran all over them. I mean, 235 yards and 4 TDs for senior running back Ben Fournette. Colton Arn can run it. He can pass it, he can roll out, he can make those reads. And then they got, obviously, like I mentioned, the physicality to match. So it's going to be interesting to watch them down the stretch, how they can kind of continue to improve, because they're inevitably going to come across a Pine Creek, a Windsor, a Broomfield. And, you know, 4A, real top heavy. I think 5A is more, maybe even a little more balanced out than 4A is at this point, because it seems to me like it's Pine Creek and then kind of a few other teams right there. And Chatfield was definitely one of those teams.
Yeah, you made a reference. I was on assignment up in Windsor last week and saw Pine Creek play Windsor, a battle of top 4, top 5 teams, and it just, you know, kind of validates this year in 4A, and it has been the last couple of years. If you're going to play those top teams in Class 4A, you better strap all parts in, because it will be a physical battle. And what Kyle's trying to say, and I agree, and that's the uniqueness of what McGatlin has these last couple of years. Has the unique offensive system, has skills players, but he's got the big guys. They can go ahead and play like that. Now let's talk about some of the other things that are happening throughout the rest of our universe here in Preps football. What are some of the things that catch your eye, that you're keeping your eye on? What's on your radar tonight?
Well, I mean, obviously Valor Christian with their 3-0 start, and the way they've beat some out-of-state opponents, the way they manhandled Mullen a couple weeks ago. And then, of course, they got Pomona next week, and that's our Post-Preps TV game of the week next week, and a 2-time state championship rematch And I just know it's going to come down to the wire. And I'm hearing things within the Valor Christian football universe that they believe this year's team is even better than the last couple years, with Dylan McCaffrey running the show. I think that speaks to the confidence they got in Stenstrom and obviously other playmakers like Josiah Davis, Luke McCaffrey et al., because the list goes on and on.
Yeah, you can always trust Valor in what they're going to have and bring to the table. And that's part of the beauty of that matchup you're looking at on screen. That'll be next week on Post Preps TV. You've got Valor and what their identity is, and you've got Pomona, who loves to have the chips just resting on the shoulder, and they always bring some great entertainment. That should be an outstanding game to watch. That will be next week on a Friday here on Post Preps TV. Anything else that's keeping your eyes open?
Yeah, you mentioned Pomona, the chip on the shoulder. They play like that. That's why they'll be there at the very end. I believe it. Looking at the 5A schedule here tonight, Poudre up 17-0 over Fossil Ridge. I really like Coach Marty McVicker's squad, what they're doing. JT Erickson, I believe they really have a chance to not only post their first winning season since 2008, but to make some noise in the playoffs and crack that 5A powerhouse, echelon of Regis, Creek, Valor, Pomona, and et cetera.
Yeah, I've been talking about Poudre's got our attention. They certainly has down here in the Denver metro area, and I've watched some game tape of them. You see some of the parts where you're like, I can see you running the table in Northern Colorado and then representing NOCO, when we get deeper in the playoffs. So there's a lot of fun stuff happening in 5A. Obviously, it's still early. It's week 3. We've got a lot of great contestants that'll be vying for a chance to make it to Mile High Stadium, including the 2 that we're watching this evening. And in this Aurora rivalry game between a couple of programs that sit a mile away from each other. It's been entertaining, especially if you like defense and if you like stud skills players like Keith Wantings and Vic Garns, who have both scored touchdowns. Kyle, thanks for visiting. We appreciate that. I know you got to get back on the laptop. Remember, Kyle's going to do the write-up, and he'll offer all that post-game content on this Eaglecrest Grandview game a little bit later on this evening. Again, Kyle Newman from the Denver Post. He's your Post Preps editor. Eaglecrest up 14-0. The second half coming up on Post Preps TV, brought to you by American Furniture Warehouse.
With the largest showrooms and best selection, today's American Furniture Warehouse has something for everyone. We carry hundreds of accent chairs, stools, and recliners at prices that you've come to expect from American. If you haven't been to one of our 14 locations in Colorado or Arizona, come in and take a look. Or shop online at afw.com and we'll white glove deliver into your home and set it up for you. American Furniture Warehouse, the lowest prices anywhere, anytime.
Got an idea you think would make a great story in the Denver Post? Submit it at denverpost.com/news tips.
What's up with the Broncos quarterback situation? Did you see that triple-double Nikola Jokic put up? And how about that walk-off home run at Coors Field last night? I'm Alexis Perry, and I've got all of those stories and more right here with the Denver Post Sports Minute. Stay up to date with the Broncos, Rockies, Nuggets, Avalanche, Rapids, and even college sports. You're busy, we get it. That's why the quick-hitting Denver Post Sports Minute is so easy to find. Just go to denverpost.com/video or like us on Facebook to have the Sports Minute on your newsfeed each and every day. Wherever you are, whenever you want it, watch the Denver Post Sports Minute 24/7 at denverpost.com.
Got an idea you think would make a great story in the Denver Post? Submit it at denverpost.com/news tips.
American Furniture Warehouse is the largest furniture retailer in the country. And now you can order online at the new afw.com. Shop the largest selection of living room, bedroom, and dining room collections, all right here at the lowest prices. We'll carefully pack and ship your new furniture directly to your home, where our own professionally trained drivers will set it up for you. We can deliver almost anywhere in the U.S. in our own fleet of trucks. Shop online with nationwide delivery at American Furniture Warehouse.
Did you know the Denver Post has live audio broadcasts of high school sports games? Listen to the Game of the Week on Post Preps Radio. Go to denverpost.com/preps to find upcoming games or listen to archived coverage.
Want to be part of the next Post Preps TV broadcast? Pull out those phones. If you've got video of an amazing high school sports highlight, we want to see it. Send it to us so you could be featured in the social spotlight segment of Post Preps TV. Tweet it to us at Post Preps or at Kyle Newman DP, or send us a message on our Facebook page. Your clip might make the cut and be featured on the next episode of Post Preps TV. Colorado's news, wherever you are, whenever you want it. Watch it online 24/7, denverpost.com/DPTV. Don't want to miss any of our Post Preps TV broadcasts? Like us on Facebook and turn on page notifications at facebook.com/postpreps.
Highlights from the first half here. Legacy Stadium, the first touchdown, Wanting in there. Had a nice drive to get things going, but this one was better, I think. Garnes down the left side. Eaglecrest with a 14-0 lead and 2 big drives to get it done. It's been a defensive struggle, but really it's been Eaglecrest's defense that's looked pretty good as well.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going to keep harping on throughout the second half if Eaglecrest stays in command of the football game is, points put on the board by playmakers like Wantings and Garnes. Offense is looking good, but that defense is what has offered the confidence for an offensive Eaglecrest to take a 4th down shot downfield because they trust what the D has established here in this football game.
Eaglecrest able to flip the field too, so Grandview's really not had very good starting field position most of that first half. 1 turnover, that was by Grandview, and that led to one of the touchdowns. Wolves got to get it together here. Essentially, that's really all you can say because they played well. Now you got to step it up a little bit.
The challenge has been set. The only time Grandview's had good field possession is when they've created it by marching down the field.
We'll end around work here, trying to get Jenkins involved in things. He's got nowhere to go over that left side. And actually, it's Wilson that'll carry it this time around. Got about 4 different guys. Prentice Wilson, though, the senior, taking it on the end around. Just trying to soften up that front end of the defense of Eaglecrest.
There's a look at Vic Garnes, has the touchdown catch for 27 yards in the second quarter. Tyler Dufour was the one who made the play on that first down.
Yeah, lost 4 on that one. Get it out to Carter, and Carter able to step through a tackle now to the 25, and Garnes will throw him out of bounds, and that'll be a late hit as the flag goes up in the air. Was short of the first down, but that's going to change. You wrestled him out of bounds. It was the finish that the officials didn't like.
And I don't think that was a dirty play by Vic Garnes. I don't think it has it in him, actually, judging by his demeanor over the last couple of years. I think that was, you're going to challenge Vic Garnes on anything, lack of awareness on where you were on the football field.
Nice pickup there. Got 13 yards.
Personal foul on the Raptors.
So tack another 15 on and up to the 44-yard line it goes. You watch here, he's in there and the finish, but again, you're near the sideline, tough to tell. Back to Billingsley, trying to bounce to the outside. He's got really nowhere to go. Got a couple yards out of it, but a nice pursuit that time. The linebacker, Cody Barton.
And Keontae Christian, the defensive end, also in the play, showing that sideline to sideline speed for one of the big guys.
Yeah. Gain of 2. They're not the chunk yardage coming really on that one play right there, but otherwise it's been when they've run, they've got 2, maybe 3 yards out of it. It's been tough sledding here against the Eaglecrest defense. Smith's got it, not for long, hands it off, little counter play, and up to about the 48-yard line there. And they found Aaron Harris, the senior. Now we're starting to see get the defensive line, move it a little bit, cut it right back on them here. Now a manageable 3rd down along 2.
Timely play calling too, because you had the nose tackle shifting, stunting, and Grandview chose the correct side, which was the far side off center.
Got to get it across the 46-yard line of Eaglecrest here. Smith's up under center, going to turn, hand it off to his guy Billings. He's got a hole there and falls forward to about the 43-yard line. And actually, that's Harris that will get the carry that time around there. Well, they found a little something different with Aaron Harris now.
Using different guys. John Schultz and Grandview have a lot of athletes out there to use, including Harris, and you're looking at Carter. And I like the part, if you're Grandview, there's no panic here, down 2 touchdowns where you've had minimal success. You're just moving down the field, running the football.
Yeah, lots of time still left in this one. Go back to Harris, upended there as he's really flipped up in the air. Garnes came up and hit him low.
And when I say running the football with no panic here, down 2 scores. That's what Coach Schultz talked about in production calls during the week, is that he said, look, what we have to do, not even if it's what we want to do, what we have to do is we have to establish the run game well enough to set up the play action. So he's sticking design is regardless of score or where we're at in the football game.
And Carter can't hang on to it. And it was a tough throw. Looked like it was a little behind him. So as you saw Julius Carter Jr. kind of turning back on that one, Corey Corbin was kind of hoping that ball stay in the air a little longer.
Corbin in his spot again, right? Corey Corbin, not a lot of times we've called out his name, but when we have, he's making impact plays.
Yeah. He was ready to pounce on Carter. Ball was a little behind him, so now 3rd and 7. Ball at the Eaglecrest 40-yard line. Decent enough field position. Smith, blitz coming. He's got no chance. Off the edge came Garnes, and it was over.
Defensive staff brought 1 on one side, 2 on this side. Vic Garnes is number 12. Nobody picks him up. Wrong move if you're Grandview because your quarterback is on the turf. Now Garnes retreats. We get to see what he's going to do if he receives this football and what happens after that.
God, you don't want to kick it anywhere near him. Kyle Trumbull is the punter. Snaps a better one this time. Yep, he's going to give it to him, though. He has to drift back, take it at about the 7-yard line. Garnes hit. Breaks 1 tackle now. He's looking for some room. Oh, nifty move. And he takes it up to about the 19-yard line. Oh, somebody lost some laundry out there on the move that Garnes made. Wow. There is a flag back at about the 33 here. So we'll have to sort that out. Oh, that's an ankle breaker, man.
It's pretty. That's why I stay quiet when Vic Garnes receives a kick or a punt. I want to credit Quentin Goodgain on special teams because he just stayed with the man despite all the fakes and the jukes. Goodgain making the tackle. We'll see what the flag's about.
Now think about this. It was a return of about 13 yards. It was much more. It looked much more spectacular than that. But now, where Garnes received it at about the 7-yard line, the ball's sitting at the 10 after that holding penalty. So,
worst field position for Eaglecrest in this football game.
Yeah. Here we go. Wanting. Big hole there, and he'll trip forward to about the 17-yard line. In the middle of things.
Wanting's on the carry.
That's
Stepping by number 43.
Samate
brings up 2nd and 3.
Good blocking there by Chris Stockman and Big Bear Miller.
But it's a chunk gain of 8 yards. I mean, just like that. That's Eaglecrest been doing that. Wanting nowhere to go this time. And there's about 6 guys in blue and black all over Wanting. And LaFlamme is one of the first guys on. Let's give credit to Eisenhart coming through there too.
Good high school football player, LaFlamme. Also, Samate involved in the play along with about 4 other dark blue jerseys. That's going to happen when you play Grandview, but Eaglecrest in a good position. You know, they get up 14-0 right now.
Yeah, it's 2nd and 4 here. Looking, Mergerson going to take it to the outside. Now he'll fire it out there. Got a man. Oh, it hit it out of the hands. He was right there. And McCumber was thinking about running. He was thinking about touchdown because he only had 1 guy to beat if he makes a catch, and it was the DC.
And Jalen's unhappy, the quarterback, because he worked so hard to create that opportunity. No, but unable to make the connection with McCumber. Remember, first half, McCumber made that beautiful play on the sideline.
Yeah.
Jumped up in the air, got his feet down, tippy-toe for a first down that time. Not good for Eaglecrest, and they're in this punting formation.
Jordan Knappe was there. Whoa, it's blocked into the end zone. Grandview special teams coming up huge. And look at who it is, Aaron Harris. That was like a jailbreak.
Replay and see how many blue jerseys were in the face of Sandoval Jimenez.
Man, that was Harris that blocked it too.
So Harris makes the block, finds the football, jumps on the football. First touchdown of the game for the Wolves comes from the special teams.
Big extra point try here. By the way, it's 14-0. So it'll be Nolan Richards, the kicker. Kyle Smith's the holder. The kick is up, and it is good. 7:32 to go. Got ourselves a ball game after a block punt recovered for a touchdown, and Grandview cuts the lead in half against Eaglecrest. It's the post-preps game of the week from AFW.
American Furniture Warehouse is the largest furniture retailer in the country. And now you can order online at thenewafw.com. Shop the largest selection of living room, bedroom, and dining room collections, all right here at the lowest prices. We'll carefully pack and ship your new furniture directly to your home, where our own professionally trained drivers will set it up for you. We can deliver almost anywhere in the U.S. in our own fleet of trucks. Shop online with nationwide delivery at American.
Did you know the Denver Post has live audio broadcasts of high school sports games? Listen to the game of the week on Post Preps Radio. Go to denverpost.com/preps to find upcoming games or listen to archived coverage.
Post Preps game of the week presented by American Furniture Warehouse. Beautiful night here at Legacy Stadium. Grandview back into it thanks to special teams work. And an angled kickoff into the end zone it goes, and Eaglecrest will start from their own 20-yard line. 14-7 here. Grandview is back into it in the second half.
Got to have all three phases, right? You hear it all the time, and it can be cliche, but it's so true, and it just happened for Grandview, where not much happening. Defense isn't playing that poorly for Grandview. Eaglecrest touchdowns. Eaglecrest defense dominating. Can't get anything on the board, and look what happens. You get a guy like Aaron Harris, no quitting him, makes a huge play in special teams, blocks the punt himself, scores the touchdown, pouncing on the football in the end zone. Now we're a one-score differential.
Wanting, little counter play, not a lot there. Got it back to the original line of scrimmage. And you saw it jumping up, Darius Tucker saying, no, that's our ball. It is not, and they gave him about a half yard out of it.
I'm peeking around at other scores in Class 5A. The last we saw, Ralston Valley had a first half lead over Pomona, but now 16-14 Pomona over RV.
Oh, in and out of the hands. He got loose. Darren Sandoval Jimenez got behind the safety that time. Mergerson ripped one to him. That was a frozen rope.
Well, and that would have been a great storyline, especially if you're an Eaglecrest fan, because it was Sandoval Jimenez who got his punt block that allowed the first Grandview score of the game. So for him to immediately come back and score a long touchdown, that worked in terms of copy, but it didn't happen. So that moment goes by the wayside.
So 3rd and 1, typical Grandview. They are way up in the box here. Mergerson in trouble, slips his way through, still on his feet down to the 25-yard line. Well, for a minute, it looked like he might escape, but Darius Tucker and Thomas Jenkins had other ideas staying with him. Almost takes two guys to spy on him.
And even a third in Luke LaFlamme, who was shadowing the quarterback and got his hands around the ankles, too. So nice work on the part of the Wolves. Seems like momentum shifting just a little bit, and special teams will do that. That's why you have huge programs like Boise State who concentrate on it so much.
Punt by Sandoval Jimenez, scooped up. Got a little bit of room here, and up to about the 47-yard line. How about that? Prentice Wilson scooped it up and had a full head of steam.
Tyler DeFore, pretty physical hit there out in the open space. You'll see it in the replay. Grandview, success on the punt return, but look at DeFore, bam, right there.
Yeah.
Whew. When you can lock in and get that kind of contact, that's a good thing. But Grandview is happiest right now because they have just scored off of special teams to kind of ignite a little enthusiasm on their sideline, and now they're set up at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, flipped the field, did they? Leaning forward, going back to Billingsley here to about the 49-yard line. Billingsley and Harris the workhorses here in the second half. Harris was getting a few carries there.
This is a huge rivalry game here in Southeast Aurora. I'm looking around the scores. You see down there at Shea Stadium, Thunder Ridge Mountain Vista. That'll draw a crowd.
Yeah.
Over there at Shea, Thunder Ridge up 28-21, just heading into the second half.
Tackle jumped a little too soon there on that left side. Smith was holding him a little bit longer. He wanted to get Prentice Wilson in motion here, but it's going to back him up 5 yards.
Little residual impact from the previous series where Eaglecrest blitzed 3 guys and it resulted in a Vic Garn sack.
Yeah, I think he was looking. It's, now it turns out to be second and long here, but he wanted a little extra time to look it over.
I can tell you I like Cameron Cooper's helmet. That's a football player. You should see his helmet when we get the wide shot again, and maybe we can zoom in. That thing has been beat on.
Is he losing part of the label there? Part of the wolf. Throw down the seam. The tight end's got it. Still on his feet to the 30-yard line. How about that? Getting loose is Prim.
Dane Prim, just like his brother. Basketball with some length, tight end position. First time we've seen it in this ball game. Right down the seams. Prim makes the play.
Smith delivered it right on time, too.
And Grandview sitting at the 30 now. Things have changed here in this football game.
16-yard pickup here. Steps back and incomplete that time. But again, looked like that was going to be a gain a little bit there. Was that Schneider you were looking for on that far side?
What I saw, because I was keying on the linebacker, Kyle Wagner is the reason that play didn't happen. Good pressure on Kyle Smith to where really Wagner's pressure forced Smith to make an off throw.
Yeah, he threw it a little sooner than he wanted to. That would have picked up some yardage there too, because Eaglecrest was chasing. So 2nd and 10 here from the Eaglecrest 30-yard line. Smith going to give it. Again, Billingsley, hard work, falls forward. Got about 3 out of it. Not giant yardage. That's actually Harris again on the carry. He ends up there in the lap of Elijah Anderson-Taylor.
Taking your couple shots via the passing game, and now go back to being deliberately stubborn about running the football between the tackles.
Trying to tie things up here potentially. 3rd and 7 now. Pistol set for Smith. He's got 2 backers back with him though. Look ahead, got it. Going to keep it himself. Quarterback keeper ahead. Oh, and he's tripped up. He's going to be short. He's going to be about a yard short there. And I want to say that was Fernando Hernandez that got his hand at his ankle as he was making his way through. Watch down around his feet. Nope. Give credit. That's Keontae Christian that got him. 4th and 2 now. Makes Grandview have to make a decision here.
Not even a decision to be made. No hesitation. They're bringing in. Smith came over to the sidelines, got a play, and here we go. A 4th down offensive play about to be executed.
Got to go. It's got to strike when the iron's hot, right? Momentum has shifted to Grandview's side. Quarterback keeper broken play, and he did not get there. Wow, that thing blew up. Garns in the middle of it over there. You've got Thomas Dangerfield that is there. Elijah Anderson-Taylor. But again, it looked like a broken play.
Yeah, something was off there. Smith made the turn. No one was there. And up here, we don't know, who's at fault right there, but it's a huge stop for Eaglecrest. Now we keep an eye on, after we've had momentum shift, including the Grandview score on special teams, the defense of the Raptors, of course, makes the big stop. What's Eaglecrest going to do offensively here?
Ferguson in trouble. Was on his feet for a while. Now sacked back at the 15-yard line. Well, they're giving Thomas Jenkins credit for that one. I also got Gabe Jackson back there as well.
Well, you'll see in the replay here, Jenkins the first one to get through, and you see he got Mergerson by the ankle. So nice play by TJ to be able to knife through there on the center blitz.
Are they selling out here? Is it time to sell out? I know there's 2:50 to go, still in the 3rd quarter, but it's as if Coach Schultz and Grandview, they don't want to lose that momentum. Let's go get them. 2nd and 16 now. Look out. Wantings found a little bit of room there. And again, that's that play. That's that quick hitter that's been working up to the 22.
Thought Wantings had a shot. I mean, this kid's fast, right? And he can break through tackles. Looked like a big play, but Grandview able to make the ankle tackle there.
Well, he's back to the original line of scrimmage after that sack put him back there. So now 3rd and 10.
I'm waiting for the big play, really. I think the Vic Garnes play for 27 and a TD, that's the longest play of the game.
Big as it's gotten. Twins either side here. Ferguson, what's he got? Pocket collapsed and he's hit as he throws, and it's incomplete. What he didn't have was time, because the left side of that line collapsed on him. Watch this.
There's the blitz from this near side edge, and that's a 2-2, I believe.
How about that? Just a little twist.
Trevor Greenlee, he's pretty much the one guy who didn't have the seasoned experience on this veteran defense of Grandview. Well, he made a big play there on Mergerson.
Set up nicely by Gabe Jackson, who went to the outside, opened that hole up there. Okay, oh boy, down at the 35-yard line there. Oh, we thought for a moment Prentice Wilson was going to get loose there, but a nice job by Corbin.
Now we'll have to see what the verdict is on the flag.
And Corey Corbin actually ran his guy. He was being blocked, ran him right back into him, but there is a flag.
You know, one thing we haven't pointed out as we wait for the officials to rightfully get together and make the right call is, you know, with all the skills players making plays here, one guy we don't mention is Gunnar Gentry, an outstanding football player, commit to Wyoming. His brother's playing for the Chicago Bears this weekend.
All right, welcome back here. Grant is a little bit longer to go. Watch here. Oh, there it is. You see the block of the back.
Wanted to make sure I mentioned Gunnar because there's a lot of these situations where I'm starting to feel like, boy, Gunnar might be involved in this, including a punt return or pass receptions. He's out with the broken thumb for another 3-4 weeks.
That's not Gunnar by the way of the barrel.
No.
I mean, he is a team player, but again, probably not going to see that. Billingsley is going to fall forward to about the 32-yard line.
Guarantee you that barrel does not exemplify how put together Gunnar Gentry is. Yeah, you'd have to go Batman costume and put a few ripples, an 8-pack down to properly show the visual of Gunnar Gentry, who's an outstanding football player. By the way, I visited with Gunnar. I said, this kind of game, you hate this, don't you? And he's like, yeah, it ticks me off not to be involved. He's a good kid.
2nd and 5 for the Wolves here. And flags fly from everywhere.
I don't think Eaglecrest minds the flags and the stoppage and play. Of course, they don't want the verdict to be against them.
Yeah.
But this keeps the momentum from being established for Grandview. And they like that, too, when the arm goes to the north.
Yeah, walk them back, and it's 2nd and 10 now after they got that nice little pickup of 5.
This all helps Eaglecrest survive the mini surge we saw, including the touchdown on the block punt.
Under a minute to go here in the quarter. There's a lot of time left, but again, Grandview establishing a couple of long drives, haven't been able to get anything out of it. It was special teams that got the 7 up on the board. Billingsley pushed to the left side and then gets pushed backward. And boy, Matt Youngblood is right in the middle of that.
I'm glad you mentioned him. That was what I was keying on this play. 72 is just engaging human beings. He's not going to record tackles. That's up to guys like, you know, Cody Barden and Anderson, Taylor, Wagner, Dufour. But Youngblood is just eating up 3-4 blue jerseys to where his teammates can make the play as defenders.
Ended up he might have got a hand on a shoelace there. 3rd and 7 now. Smith, quick drop, had a man in and out of the hands. First time we've seen him trying to find Andrew Turner there. Was in that slot position and was wide open but could not hang on to it.
Fair to say both these squads, when they go back and watch the game tape, which will be probably later tonight for the staff, there are quite a few players who've had opportunities to make splash plays on live broadcast television. That was one of them,
yeah,
and it didn't happen.
That's a tough one. So the punt away, and when I say away, they are keeping it away from Garnes as well. And it'll roll to about the 36-yard line, and that's where Eaglecrest will get the football. And now that field started to flip back a little bit.
I think this is good for Eaglecrest. They survived that little surge. Now we've settled down a little bit, and we're going to flip sides.
Eaglecrest will have the ball when we come back. They've got the lead here over Grandview. It's the Post Preps Game of the Week presented by AFW.
American Furniture Warehouse is the largest furniture retailer in the country. And now you can order online at the new AFW.com. Shop the largest selection of living room, bedroom, and dining room collections, all right here at the lowest prices. We'll carefully pack and ship your new furniture directly to your home where our own professionally trained drivers will set it up for you. We can deliver almost anywhere in the U.S. in our own fleet of trucks. Shop online with nationwide delivery at American Furniture Warehouse.
Got an idea you think would make a great story in the Denver Post? Submit it at denverpost.com/news tips.
Post Preps Game of the Week here as we roll into the fourth quarter. 12 minutes left in this one. Nothing decided. Eaglecrest with the football and a 7-point lead here. And the handoff, Wantings still on his feet here and pushing forward 5, maybe 6 yards out of the whole thing. Took about 5 to 6 blue shirts to finally stop him.
It's about that time, fourth quarter, 14-7 ball game. You puff your chest just a little bit and try to prove that you can regain command, push your team down the field, just like if it was in November, which is exactly the plans of both these programs.
Right.
Both of them have lofty goals. That includes deep in the playoffs.
How about everybody meet at the running back here? LaFlamme is there, and so is Kevin Clark.
Luke LaFlamme and number...
Mr. Wantings had nowhere to go that time. It's a loss of a couple there. They'll put him back at the 38-yard line. Man, oh man.
Well, that was a couple of carries by Big Garnes. They were trying to get him some touches and see if he could break one out of the interior. Didn't happen. Garnes is going to come back to the outside on this near side slot. Wantings is back into the far hip of Mergerson, and we'll see what Eaglecrest can do on a 3rd and 7.
So 12's in there, and they just decided to run a couple of guys. Oh, Mergerson's got a lot of room here. Everybody was looking behind man-to-man coverage, and he's up across the 40-yard line to about the 37 here. Smart play by the quarterback that time. He saw all the real estate. Didn't even bother to look for the receiver.
Very confident in his ability to run the football, and when the space opens up, Mergerson does some work.
And I'm telling you, he is sneaky fast. I mean, he turned on the Jets. Turned that into a giant pickup, 24 yards.
That's a huge play.
Well, if the field wasn't flipped before, certainly is here. Wantings on the carry. He'll push forward. Jordan Kanapke in on the tackle. And we keep calling Kevin Clark's name as well.
Well, my story will be go back to after Grandview had scored on that block punt. They had the ball again. They were getting deep. Eaglecrest's defense made the stop, and now we've gotten to here to where Eaglecrest is threatening.
Yeah. Leaning forward there, a little end around. Sandoval Jimenez on the carry on that end around, finding a little bit of room there. Didn't look like there was going to be much to develop, but he was able to lean forward to the 34, that is. So give him a couple yards, brings manageable 3rd down and 6 here.
This is a statement drive for Eaglecrest. I just kind of feel that with what Mike Schmidt has been building and what he wants from his program to be this type of team to survive the surge of another squad that's really good. And then now do this, run the football.
Grandview, little blitz. Oh, they found their guy. Garnes on his feet, headed to the far side. Wants to put a big seal on this one. How about that? Cut it inside the numbers on the near side and turned it around and went far side for a touchdown.
I think they say on Twitter, I see you. Well, I did. Bear Miller, we're going to watch in the replay. You got down the field, provided just enough screen to where Garnes could make that move. That's a different replay, but on the touchdown, Garnes, once he made that cut to the far side, there was big guy Bear Miller, all 6'5", 260, the 4-year starter, a little bit of a chip and a screen, and then Garnes, well, he has the instincts on the football field to make a big play like that.
Second touchdown for Garnes. It is Sandoval Jimenez who adds the extra point here. And it's 21-7. Eaglecrest with the lead, just 9 minutes to go here. Number 3 Eaglecrest up on number 7 Grandview. This is the Post Preps Game of the Week presented by American Furniture Warehouse.
Part of the next Post Preps TV broadcast, pull out those phones. If you've got video of an amazing high school sports highlight, we want to see it. Send it to us so you could be featured in the social spotlight segment of Post Preps TV. Tweet it to us at Post Preps or at Kyle Newman DP, or send us a message on our Facebook page. Your clip might make the cut and be featured on the next episode of Post Preps TV. Colorado's news, wherever you are, whenever you want it. Watch it online 24/7, denverpost.com/DPTV.
9 minutes to go in this one. Oh, look at the lineup we got coming for you all the way through November. Next week, it's a replay of the state championship the last 2 years. We'll be at the NAC, Valor Christian, and Pomona.
And then I see a bunch of Douglas County love on that schedule after that Valor-Pomona game.
Yes, indeed. We're going to be down there.
There'll be some kids who are filling the seats for that. That'll look good on TV.
Speaking of crowds, man, oh man. Game of the week here. Post Preps Game of the Week presented by American Furniture Warehouse. But again, think about this. This is a regular season game out here. Eaglecrest, Grandview, they travel well, they do well, but I'm impressed. I really am.
Yeah, I'm looking underneath us. The home crowd, Grandview, has filled this side, which would be the west side of Legacy Stadium, all in blue, and across the way, can't help but notice those Eaglecrest kids. They haven't sat down. Raptors getting nutty across the way.
Yeah.
And they're real happy, too, with a 2-touchdown lead.
Well, homecoming here for Grandview, so now it's on the offense. Nice run by Billingsley. Picked up 8 there to the 28-yard line. And again, going back, John Schultz going to be pretty stubborn. Run will set up the pass, but they're going to pass a little bit more here, that's for sure. Keeper by Smith. It's going to be a yard short of that first down as Eaglecrest kind of converged on that one. Deontay Christian in the middle of it. Watching to see the last guy get off the pile. There you go. Big old 45. Tyler DeFore.
You have called his name quite often this evening. Speaking of DeFore, 45.
Well, I could be quick and call out a guy that I see near the tackle or kind of a guy that's getting up, but it's usually the guy that's the last one up who's got his hands around the ankles of the runner. And there's a first down run there by Billingsley that time. Cody Barton.
Well, Barton's usually involved.
Yeah.
He and Kyle Wagner get most of the tackles. By the way, Cody Barton, the brains of the Eaglecrest defense. His ACT score, 34.
Whoa. Well done.
And I'm like, oh, all right, your nickname's Brains. Gotcha.
Right. Wow. All right, under 7.5 to go here. First and 10. Smith decides to run. Going to get caught from behind. Got to about the 37-yard line there. Good reaction. A split second earlier, Smith might have been able to really take off and have some real estate there, but before saw him start to get going and tackled him.
Well, Grandview has got some work to do after Eaglecrest able to make a touchdown. We'll be able to take a peek at that replay after this play here and watch that 34-yard touchdown reception to Victor Garnes.
Keeper by Smith trying to pick his way through, caught, hit from the side. Got to about the 39-yard line. Going to be well short of the first down there.
Let's go ahead and take a peek at that replay. This time, Eaglecrest was able to establish this 2-touchdown lead again.
Look at all the blue around him.
Look at Bear Miller right there. Just a little chip downfield. That kid's running at 260 pounds. Down there, 25 yards. And that's all Vic Garn needs is just a little bit of space. His vision's so excellent.
That was pretty. 3rd and 4 here now for Grandview, trying to answer, get back into this one. Quick throw, Carter's got it. First down. Now he's going to get pushed back. And they're going to blow the whistle. They're going to blow the whistle, give him progress, which I think he'll be happy with, because it will be a first down. They've spotted it at the 44.
Picking at scores across Class 5A. We are eyeballing that RV Pomona game. At one point, the Mustangs had a lead over their Arvada rivals, but now Pomona's up 30-14, so the Panthers have gained command and are looking good. That game is late in the third quarter.
That looked like trouble there for Big Black for a minute. Smith give off Billingsley, trying to pick his way to the right side. Not a lot of room there. A little extra pushing and shoving going on there. Cody Barton in the middle of the tackle there. Only got about a yard out of it.
Well, now sense of urgency has to start picking up. You can see this.
Yeah.
The time clock's ticking here. We're 5.5 left in this football game. You're down 2 scores. You know you have to create everything by a couple of running successes. But at some point, when you're going to go to the, at least, I guess, more aggressive play calling, I'm not sure.
Well, Eaglecrest is fine with this. That's fine. You guys run the ball. That's okay. We'll give you 3, 4, 5 yards at a pop here even. We'll try to little end around, and that one sniffed out very nicely that time.
Keontae.
Yeah, he's right there in the middle of it. Corey Corbin was there.
3rd and 11 for the Wolves.
Yeah, that was not pretty at all. As soon as Prentice Wilson got that ball, there were about 8 guys in white that were headed that direction.
49, Keontae Christian, who's on the left side of your screen, still is. Making a big play there. A stop behind the line of scrimmage forces the 3rd and 11 as Grandview is down a couple of touchdowns. 4.5 left in this football game. A rivalry game, a statement game for Eaglecrest. Raptors looking for a consecutive victory. Remember, they won last year, 36-29. Looking for 2 in a row over the Wolves.
There we go. A delay of game on Grandview. 3rd and 11 will turn into 3rd and 16 now coming up here, so they'll get a reset. Want to remind you, AFW started with a simple business plan. Continue there. Bring customers the biggest in-stock selection. No gimmicks, just the lowest prices anywhere, anytime. American Furniture Warehouse, your lifestyle furniture store. 3rd and 16 going up top. Nearly picked off. Ripping it down that right side. Had LaFam split out of that right side, but again, it's just throw it up and try to let your receiver make a play. On 3rd and 16, it didn't happen. Actually outshot his coverage there a little bit, so to speak, that pass. How about that 10th play or the 9th play of the drive right there? Grandview was kind of moving along, but now you got 4th and 16. I mean, you don't have a lot of options here. You have to punt it away, put it in the hands of your defense, or a fake punt that nearly everybody's looking for anyway.
We'll have to see. Garnes is deep.
And they'll punt it. Driving Garnes all the way back to the 15-yard line. Now he's got some blockers up front. And he'll get to the 25-yard line. 2 flags way back deep, though. We'll have to see. I believe it's probably on Eaglecrest here, and they're going to back this thing up a little bit more. We'll see, though. Judging by where it was at, where the flags were thrown to, one ref threw it about 25 yards to get it back there. Yeah, he cranked it out there.
The punters have had kind of a nice game.
Well, again, Garnes kind of did his job as a returner, you know.
Get the football.
Yeah, get the football, return it about 13, 14 yards again, but the block in the back, way back there, so it's half the distance to the goal will be at the 5. Advantage Grandview if you can get a 3 and out here.
Coach Schmidt, not happy about that, but bigger picture, comfy with where his Raptors are at right now.
Yeah.
On the edge of taking 2 in a row over their city rival.
Big, big, big defensive stand needed for Grandview here. They go to Wantings, and he's wrapped up all over that football there. Gain of a couple.
Timeout, Grandview.
We've got one player you can see holding that knee. Got caught up in the pile there. 3:53 to go. We're going to take a timeout here. We'll take a break. It's the Post Preps Game of the Week presented by American Furniture Warehouse.
American Furniture Warehouse is the largest furniture retailer in the country. And now you can order online at the new AFW.com. Shop the largest selection of living room, bedroom, and dining room collections, all right here at the lowest prices. We'll carefully pack and ship your new furniture directly to your home where our own professionally trained drivers will set it up for you. We can deliver almost anywhere in the U.S. in our own fleet of trucks. Shop online with nationwide delivery at American.
Get the Denver Post Preps coverage delivered to your inbox. Sign up for newsletters at denverpost.com/alerts.
Post Preps Game of the Week here presented by American Furniture Warehouse. Coming up next week for you, we will see Eaglecrest again. Next opponent. I thought we were doing the rematch of the state championship. We are doing Valor Pomona next week. So here's who's coming up next week for Eaglecrest. They've got Cherokee Trail.
Eaglecrest going to take on CT with their new head coach, Joe Johnson. Shout to Joe. Always a good guy to talk to when we're on assignment with what used to be his Thunder Ridge program, now down at Cherokee Trail. CT Bear Creek Rocky Mountain coming up for the Eaglecrest Raptors as they're in a good position, speaking of Eaglecrest, to go 3-0, a statement game, another win in consecutive years over their Aurora rival, spoiling the homecoming of the Wolves. I'm not trying to jinx them because, of course, we do have 4 minutes, but you've been watching along with us the way Grandview has been able to execute offensively, not big chunks of yardage, and Eaglecrest has a 2-touchdown cushion with 4 minutes left. They can grind some clock, even kick it away, and still feel comfortable.
Not going to get too crazy here, but again, it is Wantings that's going to get the carry here. Gain up to just out inside the 6-yard line, so it brings up a 3rd down. You've got 6. Just burn a little time off the clock. First timeout taken by Grandview here.
Yeah, right as I say that, Coach Schultz and his staff for Grandview call the timeout because we all know the same thing. You're watching with us. We're watching enough football to know where we're at in this game.
Yeah, it's definitely time now.
Have to start thinking about player of the game, and this is going to be a struggle for me because the story I'm going to tell when I walk out of the stadium when people ask me, so what happened down there? You were on assignment. I'm going to talk about Eaglecrest's defense. That's going to be the read for me, and I bet Mike Schmidt would agree with me. He's over on the far sideline right now. But player of the game, you might go with the young man who has a couple of touchdowns in this football game. That's certainly a possibility. But that'll be coming up, brought to you by American Furniture Warehouse. We will present to you the Post Preps Player of the Game at the conclusion of this magnificent contest on a beautiful evening next to the Aurora Reservoir at Legacy Stadium.
We can't name 11 guys, can we? We got to pick one, right?
I know, and I hate that rule. I hate that rule, by the way, and I'll go ahead and I'm going to file a complaint.
You know where I was leaning with that, but
Yeah, I got a bunch of boys in my mind right now that I'd like to name out.
Yeah, absolutely. 3rd down, little room there, still on his feet. Wantings, boy, he's been a workhorse. That's Garnes that time. From handing the ball off to senior Kenny Wantings, and then you find Victor Garnes in the field from time to time, and he's able to carry it for you. Even though you key on number 12, he's still able to get it forward for a 1st down. And now the clock starts rolling. You only have 1 timeout left. Now you've really got to force a turnover here. Victor Garnes with another giant run. Garnes again wants to bounce. Nope, going to get wrapped up there in the backfield, and a nice tackle that time made by Trevor Greenlee. We got Garnes around the ankle. So When it's not Wantings, it's Garnes out of the backfield. Even though you key on number 12, he was able to get the first down. Now he got the carry there, got stopped behind the line, but again, there's under 3 minutes to go. Only one timeout left for Grandview.
Well, what gets reinforced for you if you're watching Eaglecrest for the first time in 2017, the Raptors have weapons. And then look at that. That's just great for the camera crew, and I love the production staff giving us a shot of the offensive line. And then you got those beasts up front.
Right. Well, ball on the ground, scooped right up by Garnes and trying to make something happen, but he's going to make sure he secures the football. No gain that time. And here comes that timeout by Grandview here to stop the clock with 2:34 to go.
And you think of Garnes doing everything, lining up all over the place and being targeted in that way. Wantings, who's a smaller running back, but coach says, I mean, he does squats with the big guys, all the linemen and everything, really strong and really fast. A seasoned quarterback who runs so well, has been so improved in the passing game. You've got a lead receiver who's big and physical with great hands in Sandoval Jimenez, led by an offensive line with three of them. When I think of Miller, Wiley, Atterbury, who just as you list them physically are at minimum D2 football players.
Are giant.
Yeah, they're big dudes. The kind of dudes you need to have, and I talk about this every time, I'm invited to preview discussions, roundtables, is that I always go straight to the line. At the high school level, who's got real linemen?
Right.
Okay? And Eaglecrest has them on both sides of the ball, by the way.
And used it to their advantage. Wantings and Garnes out of the backfield has been a deadly cover. There's two guys up for the mix of player of the game presented by American Furniture Warehouse. We'll have to wait and see. Mergerson's another one. He's going to keep it himself. Now that Grandview has used their last time out, he just runs it forward, brings up fourth down. They'll punt it away, but time is ticking away quickly on the Wolves.
So at the point that I said, and you knew it too, the viewer, as you're watching, Eaglecrest has the cushion to burn some clock. That was at the 4-minute mark. They burned off 2 full minutes. Now they can boot it away. And right now they trust their defense, speaking of Eaglecrest and head coach Mike Schmidt and his staff, that Grandview is not going to be able to get downfield with splash plays.
Sandoval Jimenez had a punt blocked earlier. That's the only touchdown that Grandview's been able to get, and he sends this one to the side there because the block was coming again. Look at how far up the line judge is walking. We'll finally wave the arms here at the 39-yard line. Okay, the plot thickens a little bit. I know you only got 1:47 to go here, but quick strike touchdown and an onside, and you're in business. Now, I'm saying that Grandview has to try to do that against an Eaglecrest defense that's been really good and pitched a shutout tonight because the only score came on special teams.
And at the PREPS level here in the state of Colorado, we've seen crazy things, right? Yes. What makes us think in a way that Eaglecrest is in a good position is the consistency of how their defense has performed.
39-yard line's the best field position.
Including right there. Yep. Oh, and it's Youngblood.
He is in there and makes the tackle, celebrating, but Grandview wants to get on the ball here. Receivers got to get back in there. Clock's still rolling. Youngblood's going to get off the field. Give Big 7-2 the credit on that one.
That's okay. The nose tackle recorded a sack.
Smith going over the middle. It's caught there. Carter tackle at the 27-yard line. Clock stops for the moment. They move the chains here. Got to get up to the line. Got to go here. Clock's going to start rolling. Take a shot in the end zone. 1st and 10.
They have the weapons. Grandview does. I'd say Carter down there, and then the tight end.
Got to protect Smith, though. Now he's going to throw in the middle. Oh, it's nearly picked off. He was really trying to throw Turner open that time, and he almost threw it right into the arms. Ryan Gavin, I think, was just kind of back in zone coverage.
So it was Wagner who was retreating to the second level of the coverage.
And it almost went right to him. Yeah, he was looking for Turner. Turner had just turned around. And Smith threw that ball. Well, clock stops, 1:10 to go. And again, from the shotgun here, Here comes Eaglecrest off the edge. Give it up the middle here to about the 21-yard line, and going to be rudely pulled backwards. Jalen Merkerson is there. Sure, why not? Your quarterback's in there finishing him off. They haven't called him very much tonight. He's been the deep safety, and he's been out there. Smith now pumps, going to go over the middle, over the head, right down the seam. He was looking for Prim. 4th and 10 coming here. Oh boy, Smith is slow to get up here.
Well, while they attend to him, we'll go ahead and announce our American Furniture Warehouse player of the game. And, you know, an interesting situation. Never give up. This is America. You can make a difference as an individual.
Yeah.
Politic, the production crew. We are going to go with the entire defensive line of the Eaglecrest defense as we zoom in on them.
Well
and it's
done.
timely. Right on cue after Matt Youngblood, the nose tackle, just made a sack. Keontae Christian, Fernando Hernandez. Back it up with those linebackers. Barden, Anderson, Taylor, Wagner, Dufour. You guys have been nails all game long. If this was an opportunity to prove yourselves in 2017, I'm in. I'm sold.
There we go. Well done. 48 seconds left and a run up the middle, and he's going to be pushed back. It is going to be enough for a first down. Clock will stop for the moment. LaFam is the guy who's going to get the carry. Yeah, he got bent backwards.
There's no way that kid comes up the football field. He's impressive. LaFlamme can play in any football team I have.
You got to leave him out there, and he's the guy. The quarterback's going to throw it. Touchdown. How about that? He ended up Andrew Turner in the end zone. Smith had to come off the field. They put LaFlamme in there, and he throws a touchdown. 17 yards, and now 31 seconds left, and a very important extra point upcoming. Kyle Smith, normally the one who holds. I believe he is the one out there holding right now for Richards. Flags fly. Somebody jumped off. Now they blew the whistle. They're going to make it. That's unfortunate because he made it.
Well, again, I think this helps the Eaglecrest. You know, instead of the rush of, okay, you scored, hustle, let's get to the onside kick. Everybody momentum, you know, before you can really recollect yourself, kind of slows things down. Okay, we gave up the score. We thought that could happen. We were playing prevent. We had the 2-touchdown cushion. Now we gave up 1.
All right, they're going to go. They are going to kick the extra point again, I believe. Jack Diak is actually the holder. It's not Smith. Well, let's see. All right, they are a little confusing here, but they did blow the whistle, so he's got to do it again. Snap's good, kicks away. Got that one.
Extra point by Nolan Richards.
We're going to keep it here, 21-14, and there is Kyle Smith.
Well, on that exchange between coaches and officials, production staff is saying it. The head official had to explain to the coaching staff, you can't decline that penalty because the play had been called dead. So therefore, you had to go ahead and continue.
Yeah.
Now, most importantly, we know what we're waiting for.
Right.
After that touchdown to get to within 7, we're standing by for the onside kick. And it really comes down to one play here from someone who may or may not normally handle the football. Of course, you have a hands team out there. I see Sandoval Jimenez on the near side along that midline. But here's those things you practice, even in the summertime, situational. You know they're going to happen at one point, and they are right now. Eaglecrest has to pounce on the football.
Here we go. Richards, what's he going to do with it?
Kick to the side, in the air, and it's grabbed. That's Corbin that is on top of it. Cory Corbin, the senior, takes it in the air, essentially. A little wobbler, and you got to attack the football, and now Eaglecrest can just kneel down one time, and this will be over with.
I like that moment for the senior strong safety, Cory Corbin. We've said before, not a lot of times has he been involved in the play to where you would call out his name, but each and every time it has happened, 3 or 4 times, including that one, Corbin makes the play.
Ferguson kneels down. Play clock starts up. They don't have to snap another one.
Well, I'd like to share a quote before we go after Eaglecrest is now going to take the victory. When Mike Schmidt and I were talking about what he's built, he was saying how kids that used to not go to Eaglecrest are now going to Eaglecrest. He admitted he's not sure if it has to do with him, the program, or not, but we can say this. When you get big-time victories against a perennial powerhouse like Grandview, your rival on their homecoming, and you come out with OW 2 years in a row beating Grandview, I think it may have a little bit something to do with you, Mike Schmidt, and your program and what your kids represent.
Boy, absolutely. Congratulations, Eaglecrest defensive line, our players of the game presented by American Furniture Warehouse. Congratulations, Eaglecrest now 3-0 on the season. Next opponent.
No let up.
Yeah, for Grandview, they've got Creek coming in here. Man, oh man, you think about it. Yeah, they are 2-1 on the season again, and they haven't even hit conference. And again, conference with the waterfall system's a little different. You're playing your really tough teams now during the non-conference. And for Eaglecrest, you get Cherokee Trail, so you're right back here next week.
Well, Coach Schultz says his team has an opportunity to grow. They're missing their D1 player in Gunnar Gentry. The days of just flicking it to Gunnar are over. Said this was his chance for the other guys to kind of show something, and they're showing some growth with that. And then we do know that at some point mid-season, Gunnar Gentry will be reinstalled, and Grandview still is a very powerful football program, and they will be in the mix when we get towards playoff time. There's some good parts you watched out there, but tonight, Eaglecrest shut up. Their front two of the defense established command, and the Raptors are going to take home a victory.
We'll leave you with the highlights. That's the lone touchdown for Grandview. It got them to within 7 points, but then a beautiful run here by Mr. Garnes, Victor Garnes, and essentially sealed it. And then the Eaglecrest defense took over. Final in this one, 21-14. We'll talk to you next week from the NAC, Pomona, Valor Christian. Denver Post Preps Game of the Week. They just keep getting better, don't they? For our cast of thousands, for Marty Cesario, I'm Cory Lopez. We'll talk to you next time. Congratulations to the Raptors, victorious here from Legacy Stadium. The Post Preps Game of the Week presented by American Furniture Warehouse.
With the largest showrooms and best selection, today's American Furniture Warehouse has something for everyone. We carry hundreds of accent chairs, stools, and recliners at prices that you've come to expect from American. If you haven't been to one of our 14 locations in Colorado or Arizona, come in and take a look. Or shop online at afw.com, and we'll white glove deliver into your home and set it up for you. American Furniture Warehouse, the lowest prices anywhere, anytime.
Watch new episodes of Post Preps TV with Kyle Newman every week at denverpost.com/preps.